Hey you guys, now I'm a little bit early tonight, so if you guys were hanging around for 8 p.m. and you've just noticed that I'm here and I'm already live, I'm really sorry. But my Wi-Fi connection has been pretty awful today because we've got some pretty stormy, epic weather going on here, and I've just managed to get it working, so I thought I'm not going to wait till 8 o'clock and Murphy's Law, it's going to come crashing down on me whilst I can see that the signal is strong. I am going to come in here and I'm going to make sure that you guys have your day 4 video to watch. So today is day 4 of the 5-day fat loss fiesta, and tonight I'm going to talk about, now that we've got you to the burning fat stage, how can you increase the amount of fat that you're burning so that you lose the fat quicker and you get your results faster, meaning that you feel awesome in super quick time. Now, there are 2 cats in the room and I can't chuck them out because it's raining. They're not my cats, so I don't know if they're going to invade the video. They might, and that would be cool. But if the phone suddenly disappears or this dark thing flashes across the screen, they're my visitors, so I'm sure they'll come and say hi. So, first of all, we discussed how you need to make sure you have your carbs under control, switch off your fat storing hormones and get your fat releasing ones on. So, imagine you're following this and you've done that. Right now, your body has everything in place to release the fat from your fat stores. So, the fat's coming out of the fat. Second part, we cleaned up our liver because that's where we burn fat from. So the fat has come out of the fat, it's travelled to the liver, and the liver is now happily burning the fat and releasing it as energy for you. But you can only burn as much energy as you use. So how do we get more of that energy that's released from the fat to be burnt off? Now there are 2 particular ways that you can do this. 2 ways. And the first one is just move around a hell of a lot more, burning off more calories, moving yourself. So that's not the point that I'm going to talk about tonight, because that one's pretty much common sense. Of course, you burn more calories taking a stroll around the block than you do vegged out on the sofa. No rocket science there. Who's this that's just joined me? Kasumi, hello my darling. How are you this evening? Good to have you with me, even though I'm early. So what can you do other than moving around to burn more calories? And tonight, day 4, the third step, it's about the food that you eat and your metabolism. Now, metabolism in a nutshell is how many calories your body needs to keep you alive and doing all the things that you do during the day. So this is your basic metabolic rate. And basically, for me right now, my basic metabolic rate includes the calories it's taking to keeping me standing up here talking to you, to make sure that my organs are all repaired and good, that my hair's growing, that my eyes are watering, that I've got nails. And then there's a little bit extra on top, like every time I move my hands, do arm gestures, I'm burning a little bit more and pushing my metabolism up a little bit. So metabolism is basically how much fuel you need to keep yourself going a day. And when you're burning off the fat and you're releasing those calories, the higher your metabolism is, the more of those calories are going to get sucked up and used and won't go back into the system and journey themselves back around and put themselves back into your fat store. So we want a high metabolism, and this is an evening of twos, there are 2 ways. So there's 2 ways that you can burn extra calories, and then when we look at metabolism, there are 2 ways that you can make your metabolism go up, get higher. And don't worry if you feel that you have a low metabolism, and don't worry if you feel that you have a middling metabolism. These steps work for everyone, and metabolism shifts really quickly. It shifts really quickly, so if you make these changes, you're going to kick it into gear almost instantly, and if you keep them up, you're going to keep it up there. Now, when I come to tomorrow and we talk about exercise, I'll talk about building a body that is designed to have a high metabolism, so it's more of a permanent thing going on there. But what we're going to talk about today is the food part, because you guys are going to eat anyway. We're all going to eat food, so we may as well put it to our advantage and use it to get our metabolism up and get faster results on our fat loss journey. So number one, the most crucial thing you can do to keep your metabolism up and stop it from rocketing down to the floor is to make sure that you guys eat regularly. Eat regularly. Here's the deal with making sure you have consistent and often meals. If you skip a meal, if you miss a meal, or there is a long duration between the time when you say have breakfast and lunch, what your body's thinking is that there isn't any food around, and it goes into what can be frequently referred to as starvation mode. And what starvation mode means is your body is worried that there is not enough food around, so it starts to downgrade the amount of energy that's putting it up. It starts to get a bit thrifty. It starts to save stuff for a rainy day. So it allows you to burn less calories, so it can take a portion of the calories that it did get and keep hold of them. And guess where it's going to put them? Into your body fat. So it shifts you into low metabolism, and then even on that low metabolism, that low daily calorie burn, if you can lose pounds on the scales, it's going to be weight because your body's holding onto fat. It thinks you're going to starve, and your fat now becomes kind of like your pantry, your cellar, your backup food store. But if you eat regularly and if you eat often every 2 to 3 hours, you can train your body out of this habit. And if your body doesn't believe it's in starvation mode, if it's used to regularly having food coming back in, it's not going to worry whatsoever about downgrading your metabolism and putting stuff in the stores. It's not bothered. It has faith. Everything is a-okay. And when this happens, it starts to happily burn calories and lets you have energy for whatever you like. Your metabolism goes up and it goes up and it goes up and it goes up. It really just is completely happy with you. So to make sure you're keeping your metabolism peppy and nice and high by eating regularly, your interval that you're going to try and aim for is every 2 to 4 hours. 2 to 4 hours. Now, this doesn't mean that you guys have to have a meal. It just means you got to eat something. So when I'm doing 2 to 4 hours, I'll schedule myself, when I'm doing real detail work, to eat about 6 times a day. And how this works out for me is like this. It goes meal, snack, meal, snack, meal, snack. So I'm not having 6 big meals. I'm having 3 quite moderate meals, and in between them I'm having some snacks. And it's all clean and healthy food, so I'm not talking about going out and grabbing a chocolate bar or a couple of biscuits or a bag of crisps in the evening. I'm talking about things like a piece of fruit and some nuts as a snack. And when I have a meal, it's a proper meal. It's just not on a super plate. It's on a normal plate. So to make sure that you're not kicking your body into starvation mode and all of that fat that you've been releasing is going back into the system, you have to eat regularly. Think of it as grazing, making sure that you're always having a snack. You've got your 11s and your tea break and your supper in there, as well as breakfast, lunch and dinner. And these don't have to be massive. In fact, when you eat regularly, you'll see that the size of each portion that you have naturally decreases because you're not hungry when you get to that next feeding time. You haven't let things get so low that your body's now screaming for food. So you're not so hungry. You don't eat as much. You still eat a good portion, but not as much. And also because you're not hungry and you're not craving, it's a lot easier to make the really awesome choices that you want to make. If you're starving hungry, it's really easy to eat a bag of Haribo and a packet of biscuits whilst waiting for your Domino's pizza to arrive. If you don't feel hungry and you know it's time to eat but you're not really craving anything, it's much easier to reach for the salad and the lean proteins and things like that. So it's really just awesome in every way. Just make sure you eat regularly and often every 2 to 4 hours. Meal, snack, meal, snack, meal, snack. You got the eating regularly dance going on. Just got to think of it like that in your head. Meal, snack, 2 to 4 hours. So that's the first half of keeping your metabolism high, and this works for everyone. Even if you feel that your metabolism is slow, or even if you have a medical issue, that means your metabolism kind of bottoms out on you. And I'm talking about things like if you have a thyroid issue or something like that. Guys, if you've got that kind of thing going on, it's going to be slower to see an impact, but it's definitely going to happen because you're not layering on the starvation mode on top of anything else that's slowing you down. So your metabolism's going to come up, and even though you might feel like you're eating more, you're not going to eat more because you're not going to be getting hungry, and you're also going to be raising your metabolism, your basic metabolic rate, which means that you're burning off more calories. So it offsets itself pretty quickly and you start to lose fat faster. So I'm assuming that you guys go, yes, Joe, that's cool. I'm absolutely going to do that. So now that you're eating every 2 to 4 hours, what can you eat? The second part of raising your metabolism refers to exactly what is on your plate. And for this, it's a massive topic, and there are lists and there are references and all kinds of stuff, but I want to make this simple so that you guys can just take from this video and immediately put it into action and get the stuff there straight away. So all I want you to get your head round for this part is that there are certain foods that take effort from your insides to digest them. And effort, digestion, everything your body does, as well as being part of your daily metabolic rates, it's a process that your body does. It requires energy to do it. They burn calories. And some food you eat burns not as many calories as it has in it, so there's still that plus side from what's going in. And some other food actually burns off such a lot of calories by digesting it that it actually starts to override the amount of calories that you're getting in. So you're still getting all the cool stuff, you're still getting your aminos, your minerals, your vitamins. They're not calories, that's nutrition. That's the cool stuff that you need. But when you burn off the calories, that's your metabolism coming up. The fat stores that you're burning off, they're going to go in there. They're going to be that energy that's going to be burnt off by eating these foods. And again, your metabolism up because you're burning more calories by eating these foods, and a higher metabolism, higher fat loss. So what can you put on your plate instantly that's going to do this for you? Number one, the absolute king of foods that raise your metabolism is protein. And this is one of the reasons why protein gets so many love hearts when we're doing dieting and things like that. Protein's a thermic food. Think about like thermos and thermometer, things that make you hot. And think of hot, and then think of burning, and then think of burning calories. It's a thermic food, and protein's awesome. If you have 20 grams of protein in a meal, and let me illustrate that with a chicken breast. If you have like your normal sized chicken breast, 20 grams of protein, there's somewhere between half and just over half of that chicken breast. It's not a lot, and that's uncooked, by the way. So by the time you've cooked it and it's done, it's getting smaller in the cooking thing that chicken does. It's not a lot of protein at all. If you can do that, that 20 grams of protein is going to take 75 calories. 75 calories for your body to digest. Now, if you can do that in every meal, snack, you have 6 times 75 calories extra going on. That's 375 calories. That's more than a Mars bar you're now burning off for free because you were going to eat anyway, but now you have those extra calories piling off, and you can either think about, okay, that's a Mars bar, or you can add them. You can add them together. So if you think over 10 days of 375 more calories is now 3,750 extra calories that you guys have burnt off. And 1 pound of body fat is 3,500 calories. So it's going to take you less than 10 days to burn off a pound of fat simply by either swapping something out in your diet and putting the protein there, or additionally adding the protein in. So you guys are going to be eating more often, and you might even be eating more stuff, and you're going to be burning off more fat. Now, what else has a thermic effect? Nothing has such a big one as protein. That's why we love protein, and you should try and get protein every time you can. But other things that do this, mostly you'll find it's your green vegetables. Celery is a famous one. Celery is like 2 calories a stick and 4 calories to digest. But then to get rid of your pound of fat, you'd need to eat maybe 1,700 sticks of celery. And I don't recommend this within 10 days. 1,700 sticks of celery and you will leave your insides in the toilet. But celery is a good one, as is lettuce. In fact, all of the green vegetables will have this effect. Grapefruit is another awesome one in there. So basically, green vegetables and protein, think of these as fat burners that you chew and swallow. So every 2 to 4 hours, you're going to get yourself eating meal, snack, meal, snack, meal, snack. And this is going to raise your metabolism up. Then you're going to have meal with protein, snack with protein, meal with protein, snack with protein. And this is going to take your metabolism up again. So you have the double effect. You're now releasing fat and it's going to your liver. Your metabolism's going up because you're eating 2 to 4 hours every day. A meal and then a snack and then a meal. And that's going to start to burn off fat. So you've already got that going on and there's pounds flying off everywhere. Then you add in your green vegetables and you add in your protein and you take it up to the next level again. More pounds flying off everywhere. And you find that within a couple of weeks of doing this, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how you started from, if you were pretty good already, you're gonna see a significant drop. But if you've been being really bad, and I know there's been the summer holidays, so you know we've had bottles of wine, you know we've had puddings, we've had barbecues, we've had meals out, we've had pastries for breakfast. If you're kind of coming from that standing start where things haven't been awesome, if you keep this up for 3 weeks, you will ditch over a stone of your body fat. It works that well because you've got pure fat release going on, your metabolism is going up, you're now a fat burning machine. Sound cool? So that's step 3. So number 1, control your carbs. This switches off your fat storing hormone, switches on your fat releasing hormone. Number 2, eat clean food, no pesticides, no stimulants, no caffeine, no crappy stuff. And that stops your liver fussing over toxins and it starts it on the fat burning. So that's your fat burning furnace switched on. Once it's on, all the stuff that it's burning, we make sure there's a real demand for calories to be burnt by pushing our metabolism up. So we eat often, stops us getting into starvation mode and being downgraded in the metabolism area. And then we add in our thermic foods and give it that supercharge and keep it going up. So guys, that's day 4 complete. Tomorrow, what I'm going to talk about is how to use exercise to, again, supercharge your metabolism, but also to build a body that, even at rest, has a higher metabolism. So although I've got lots of different things that I'm asking you to do at the moment, like eat clean, watch carbs, eat protein, eat often, and so on, if you can change your workouts so that you're working in this way and developing these kind of movements and this kind of body, it's suddenly going to become less stressful because you'll be able to have your off days and so on, and your body is going to pick up the slack until you have the opportunity to get yourself back on it. So you'll lose all of this weight, and if you can work out in this way, the chances of that weight coming back on really start to shrink. And that's the place that we all want to be. You know, nobody wants to be going up a dress size, down a dress size, eating everything, feeling bad, not eating everything, feeling good. You don't really keep on that spiral. So tomorrow we're going to discuss the changes you make to your workouts to take yourself off that spiral, stick yourself on the highway and get your fat loss done, get your body the way that you want it and everything perfectly sorted out. All right, any questions, any comments, stick them in. If you're watching me on the replay, remember I still see the comments. Facebook still pings me the notification. I'll answer everything. You can ask a question on the previous videos. You can ask a question on tonight's video, or you can ask a question on anything you want. Even cats. All right, guys, that's it for this evening. Just going to have a quick hi to Zoe, who's also been here watching with me this evening. Hello, hun. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. And that's day 5. It'll be the last one. Our fat loss strategy will be complete. Good night, guys.